Feel good. That's right. We're feeling good. Hello and welcome. Welcome. Who do we have there? Let's see. Make sure that you let me know where you're tuning in because I want to make sure that I give you a shout out. So, welcome to today's empowering episode of the Fab Rich Women's Wealth Creation and Money Manifesting Show. I am so excited that you're here. And today we're going to dive into the transformative power of embodying. Embodying who we intend to become, embodying our future self. So you came to the right show because we're going to be talking about how you can embody your rich future self. If this is your first time tuning in, please make sure that you get on the chat and let me know your name. Also, let me know where in the world you are, and also where on social media are you? Are you inside our fabulous Fab Rich Women's community on Facebook? Are you on YouTube or LinkedIn? Please let me know where are you tuning in because I want to make sure that everybody knows who you are, where you are in the world, and where you are on social media. And I am thrilled to guide you through the process of easily embodying your future self and manifesting your intentions for a life that is filled with infinite abundance. And so I want to welcome you to our Fabrich community. I want to welcome the women inside of our Fabrich community. Thank you so much for being active participants, not just in the community, but in your life by being conscious creators. I am delighted to have each and every one of you joining me today in this live stream show. Now, before we dive into our topic on how you can easily embody your rich future self, I want to talk a little bit about the F.A.B. Fab Rich Journaling Method of Manifesting, which FAB stands for F, feel, A, act, B for become rich. And it is a powerful method of manifesting by using your journal. Now, this powerful technique that was inspired and it came through divine inspiration to me is a method, a technique, a system, if you will, that involves visualizing and writing. And as you visualize and write, and there's power in the writing, and I talk about it both in our VIP group happening at 12:30 as well as I've shared a little bit on these shows on Wednesdays. And it's very powerful because it really aligns you to that feeling, the actions, the becoming, beliefs, and being your reality that you're your future self now. So, the first step in the Fabric journaling method of manifesting is to feel. And you want to feel the emotions of your future self. So, of course, by now you probably know that the first thing we want to make sure that you are tuned in to who you envision yourself being. Who are you becoming? So the first step is to go ahead and pick up your journal and begin seeing yourself and begin writing about your future self. So go ahead, if you haven't done that, write that down and remember that's the first step in this process, okay? So to manifest your intentions, you want to really connect with the emotions, with the feelings, with the sensations of your fab rich future self. That's first and foremost. Now, all of you who are part of our VIP, either because you're a VIP fab rich woman and you're doing our 90-day program, or because you joined our month-long July Wealth Creation and Money Manifesting Challenge, then you know that we're going to go into the room and we're going to practice one on one this idea of embodying. And we're going to do that today by, before we finish up, we're going to do a guided meditation to help us really embody who it is that we are becoming. And you're going to hear more about that, those of you that are VIP, because once we finish here, we're going to jump right into that VIP room and we're going to dive into this concept immediately. Now, before we dive in, let's just take a moment now to imagine our future self. So go ahead, if you need to, close your eyes just for a few seconds or a minute or so, and just begin to really imagine who is that fabulous woman that you intend to manifest. And just imagine your manifestation coming through and true. And so I invite you to imagine yourself really basking in a life of abundance, luxuriating in feeling great all the time because you feel the abundance, the prosperity, because you feel affluent, because you feel love. So see yourself thriving in every area of your life, whatever it may be for you, whether it's financially, emotionally, spiritually. Just see yourself. And then what the invitation is for you to pick up your journal or a notebook or a sheet of paper. It's best when you write with your hands. And in my upcoming book, that is my second book proposal to Hay House Publishers, I'm talking a little bit about the research that I found about the connection of the journaling with transforming the subconscious mind, as well as the act of actually writing with a pen or pencil in your journal or your notebook, if you will, rather than typing. So that's going to be coming up for future masterclass in the retreat. We'll talk a little bit more about the contents of this book that I am now writing. And I want you just to really embody your future self. And when you embody your future self, that's kind of like you stepping into like a parallel reality of wealth, abundance, success, whatever it is. In this community, we mostly focusing on money, abundance, and being affluent and living an affluent lifestyle. Now, embodying your rich future self, it's not just wishful thinking, it's not just dreaming, it's not just kind of like, not a lot like some people may think that it's just like woo, like magic, although it can feel like, I say, magical at times. That's why I keep this here. It feels magical, but it isn't magic, and I want you to know that. And that's the perspective that I teach and that I'm writing this book about. So it's not about just dreaming or wishful thinking, it's really about experiencing, and I am selecting the words that I'm using, a profound shift. I love the word from A Course in Miracles that says a miracle is a change in consciousness and change of awareness. And when you embody that, and when the more that you journal and write in your journal about the attributes, the how you see your future self being, the more that you become. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you a few minutes to see if you have any questions so far while I drink a sip of water. Okay, cool. So here's the deal. When you begin journaling, there is research, and I share this research in, well, I'm going to share it in the upcoming retreat once I submit this book proposal for this book that I am writing now. And I share with you actual research that talks about how by journaling you can really retrain the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind begins to believe that this is your current reality. Meaning, so you have the power, you've always had it, to create your life as you write it. And so the more that you do it, the more that you become aware. And this is about an increased awareness. And let me explain why I'm saying this. And I was going to share this with you a little later because I have a bit of content here to share with you today. And let me just tell you what happened to me yesterday and how aware I was and how I was able to journal at the end of the day. Because my recommendation is that you journal at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. In the beginning of the day is to set your intention. So, for example, every morning I set my intention to feel good in my mind, my health, my body, my mental, my spiritual, every area of my life. My intention is to feel good. My intention for this show is for me to do the best I can do to share enthusiastically this wonderful message and practice and method so that you too can begin experiencing the abundance that is your life right now, so that you can begin being more aware and feeling the abundance and acting as your abundant self and being, believing, behaving like the abundant self that you are, abundant in uh, financial resources and riches, abundance in family and relationships, abundance in love, abundant in health. And so the more that we journal on this, the more that we start transforming our mind, our subconscious mind, specifically according to research. So here's just what happened to me yesterday and where I was by the evening. And when I wrote reflectively, reflecting on what transpired throughout the day yesterday, I noticed that I was more aware yesterday of the instances where I was acting like my future self and the instances where I was acting as my old self. Now, what happened specifically was very silly. So I can give you different examples because I did notice different instances, which number one, I was happy about at the end of the day that not only was I writing about it in my journal at the end of the day, but actually as it was happening, I caught myself. So for instance, I went and I met someone, a family member that's here visiting from Puerto Rico at the Hollywood Beach Broadwalk, which I love. And it really was great because, my doctor says I need more sun since the pandemic. And since I did not have windows here in my home, I haven't had a lot of sun. So I said, this is great. I'm going to get a lot of sun. Number two, I'm setting this intention for being healthier because health is wealth to me. And number three, and actually is number one, most importantly, I was going to spend time with family, with loved ones, and I was going to immerse myself in the emotion and the feelings of love and family, which is so important to me. And so I was out there, and then I realized that my time had run out in the meter. And so I quickly ran back to the parking garage on Hollywood Beach. And then I saw that they offered me two options. I can put the money inside of one of the machines, and that was managed by the city. And then for a few cents more, I could just do it on the app. And so I didn't want to download the app, but I said, oh, I'm not going to be here that long. And even though it's going to be a few cents more to use the app, it offers me flexibility because it'll tell me if I ran out of time. And then when I started using the app, I noticed that it gave me the option of putting 48 minutes or 60 minutes, and the difference was less than $1. And I caught myself saying, well, I'm not going to stay here an hour, so why should I put an hour? I should put 48 minutes and save a couple of coins. Oh my goodness. When I caught myself being in that conversation, I saw it, even though it's a silly thing, but I saw how I was debating between the person that I'm leaving behind. I wish I could say I left her, but obviously she's still there. Um, like the penny pincher, I guess, and the woman that I'm becoming, an affluent woman. And so I journal about that and had some realizations, and now I'm being honest and transparent with you. I am not perfect and I'm in a process. And that's why I love calling this method a practice a daily practice, because that's what it is. It's a daily practice where by journaling, we become more aware. And I love journaling because I've been doing it for over 40 years. As many of you know by now, I've shared my 40-year-old first ever journal, which back then was a diary. And also because the more that I read, and reading, by the way, is extremely important on this path, and the more that I read about very wealthy, successful, happy people, they talk about how they're journalers and the impact and the power of journaling. So that is why I invite you to really come on this journey with me of journaling. Now, how do you journal about your fabulous future self, or as your fabulous rich future self? So I want you to picture yourself as the protagonist of your life story, your success story, your love story, your money manifesting, or your money attraction story, right? Whatever it is. And I want you to begin writing a chapter that is filled with everything that you see in your future, with all the financial freedom, all the trips, all the adventures, all the whatever it is that it is for you, running a successful business, right? That dream homes that you've always wanted. Close your eyes first, take some deep breath, and immerse yourself then in your journal and begin being the author of your life. So, just like right now, I am authoring a book, right? You can be authoring the book of your life by writing the book of your life. And it's very, very powerful. And when you're doing that, I want to invite you to feel the excitement bubbling up within you, the confidence radiating as you become a more confident woman because you've accomplished so much, and you start feeling it through your veins, through your body. You begin this process and you begin embodying a more positive mindset, a more positive you. You start elevating your vibration, and you start vibrating at the frequency of abundance, of success, of love, of money. You start feeling the feelings of your aspirations, your desires, your wants, your intentions being achieved, you experiencing success, you creating and manifesting what your intentions were. So when you step really into the shoes of your fabulously rich future self, you start making conscious, aware decisions each and every day of your life, because you become more and more aware of what's going on around you, of how you're behaving, how you're acting. You become more aware of opportunities, and then you start acting with unwavering determination, knowing that success is already yours, abundance is already yours. Whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest, it's already yours. Remember last week, and go back and find the video. If not under this video, request the link for next week's video, which I know someone did, and I'm going to look for it and find it for our community inside of Facebook. Which, by the way, if you're not a member yet, we have a general membership that is free, and you can join by going to Fab Rich Women. Okay, I'll post it under this video too so that you can request. You can also simply, and let me make sure that I put that here, you can go ahead and go to fabrichwomen.com. Let me make sure that I have it here, right there, fabrichwomen.com, and you'll complete a form there. Then the form will take you to inside our Facebook group. You'll complete a few questions that we have there, and you must complete it in order to become a free general member. And then you'll be inside our bubble, inside the vortex, where we inspire each other, where we encourage each other, where we have a community of women really cheering each other up in our aspirations, in our intentions, as well as when we manifest. And by the way, so visualization is an important aspect because you're vividly imagining this and writing about your new reality. And the visualization alone is not as powerful as you writing it in your journal, because then you can read about it again and you can rewrite it. And the more that you rewrite it, the more that you start converting, retraining your subconscious mind. So remember, you cannot stop at visualization. You want to feel the emotions. That's very crucial. And you want to write about the entire experience. And by the way, one of the ways that you can write is by writing, I am feeling grateful because I am now $1 million Hay House author and speaker. So you're writing in the present tense and you're writing with gratitude, because gratitude plays a key role in how you write and in you manifesting this fabulously rich future self that you're becoming. So remember, by doing this, then it'll become easier to act, if you will, as your future self, which, by the way, we talked about last week, how important it is for you to act. And remember, right? Like I said, you're the protagonist of yourself. So if you need permission, you have permission to begin acting like your fabulous future self, because now that you've written all about it in the journal, now it's much more clear to you how it is that your fabulously rich future self behaves, act, and you become that person. You embody your rich future self. And by the way, embodying your rich future self is not a one-time practice. It's not a one-time exercise. This is an ongoing practice. So you dedicate each and every day time to visualizing, feeling, acting, being, embodying yourself. And this becomes a transformative concept in your life. And you'll begin to notice subtle shifts in your mindset, like I did yesterday, like I caught myself yesterday. And by the way, I did not judge myself. I was kind and loving to myself, which is how I want you to be. So, what are your thoughts about this? Okay. I don't see anything, so I will finish the next few minutes here. So, when you're acting and you're feeling the emotions, you become in tune and you embody that woman. And then you start taking those align, inspire actions and you start living from that different place, right? And if you have moments like I did yesterday when you catch yourself, that's okay. Be loving, kind to yourself and continue. You don't have to wait till the next day. You just continue being more and more aware and embodying more and more that future woman that you're becoming. In this process, by the way, you want to really be in tune with the habits and the behaviors of your future self. That's why listing these habits and behaviors and committing to adopting them each and every day via writing in your journal is so important. And like I said, remember, you're writing in the present tense and you're writing with an attitude of gratitude and you're appreciating every moment. Because remember that saying, what you appreciate appreciates. So be grateful. Practice gratitude every day. Like, for example, right now, I'm feeling grateful for this live streaming show and the opportunity that I have to reach thousands of women around the world now in the live and through the recording. I am also grateful because I was inspired to share this message with you. I'm grateful for all the technology. I'm grateful for you because you tuned in, whether in the live or the replay. I am grateful for you. So every day inside of our Fab Rich Women community, we have a prompt every day in there that says, what are you grateful for? And the reason for that is when you align yourself with the attitude of gratitude, that vibrates at an elevated energetic way. So you want to vibrate high with high emotions, with positive emotions, with emotions that open you up to being more receptive to attracting and manifesting what you want. And that's why I'm talking about the journaling. And the more you journal, the more that you'll be able to embody those qualities of the successful, rich woman that you see yourself in the future. And when you read your journal, you continue empowering yourself even more. And sometimes you may get surprised by the wonderful things that you've begun to manifest and the wonderful things that you've written in your journal about your process. So, what are you waiting for? Start today. Start by writing in your journal today. Write about the specific adjectives, verbs, what personifies that woman. For example, if you feel that that woman will be a confident woman, so write in your journal about confidence. Write how poised and how well you carry yourself, how you speak assertively, how you communicate powerfully, how you walk into a room and you're radiating confidence and all eyes are on you, how you make a strong impact anywhere and everywhere you go, online, in person. So you write and visualize that until you start seeing yourself experience that. If you want to be more brave, for example, write about the fearless woman that you're becoming. Detail writing about the challenges that you have fearlessly conquered. For example, I consider myself brave not just because I had a breakthrough and break out of poverty when I was born and raised in poverty in one of the most poorest cities in the United States. And also, I write about how brave I was when I almost lost my vision back in 2021. And I intended to heal my vision and restore my vision. And here I am today. And my doctor let me go. He says, "You have been healed." And I even asked him, I said, "Am I healed?" And he says, "Yes." And I healed myself from that. It was like a heart attack, they call it, CRVO, and so many other ways. So I consider myself a fearless woman. So, what does a fearless woman look and sound to you? Write about the risks, the goals. Envision yourself stepping out of your comfort zone and reinforce that image by writing about it. However, you see yourself, write about it in your journal. Write those positive, strong verbs, that those adjectives that say who this fabulously rich future woman is. Write about the exceptional communication skills. She's so well spoken. If you're an author, write with such conviction. See yourself, whether it's speaking out and meeting new people on the street, on the boardroom, online. Just write about all of that. And the more you write it, the more you increase your ability to become it. Whatever it is, confidence, intelligent, loving, kind, sweet. Write those verbs, those adjectives, embody them, and you'll be able to embody them the more that you write about it. Whatever it may be, it could be that you want to be funnier, wittier, whatever it is, write about it. And the more that you write it, what you're doing as you journal and you visualize it, you are training your subconscious mind to believe it and become it, and you start becoming it. Remember, fabulous rich women out there, the Fab Rich journaling method of manifesting is a powerful tool that empowers you and inspires you to amplify the connection between your current self and your future self. So, by consistently writing in this way that I am teaching you, you will see results. Remember, I said last week, it's like placing your Amazon order. You place it, and depending on whether you have Amazon Prime or regular Amazon, it determines whether you're going to get it in 24 hours or 4 days or later. But once you place the order in Amazon, you start feeling certainty that that order is going to come, right? And you start waiting for it. And sometimes you even forget that you made the order, and eventually you go to the mailbox and There it is, right? So it is. I want you to use that analogy to remember that your manifestation order is already in progress. It's coming to you. You ordered it and it is coming. So you have nothing to fear, nothing to worry because it's on its way. Please make sure to reach fabrichwomen.com by visiting fabrichwomen.com. Join our Fabrich Women community on Facebook. And please send me an email, send me a direct message. Let's connect and let me know that you are ready to become a Fab Rich woman now. I'm Evie Diaz, inspirational speaker and author of the Fab, Feel, Act, and Be Rich journaling method of manifesting. I'll see you next Wednesday here at noon. And of course, heading into the Zoom room for the VIPs where they're going to now begin journaling and going through some exercises of embodying this and how to do it more profoundly and more powerfully and on a regular basis. I hope you enjoy this video and I hope it makes you feel like you are a fab rich woman because you are. I see you manifesting your fabulously rich future self now.